In the Secrets Revealed episode of Vanderpump Rules, Season 10, Tom Sandoval and Raquel Leviss had their most hypocritical exchange of the season. In the Secrets Revealed episode of Vanderpump Rules, Season 10, Tom Sandoval, Raquel Leviss, and Ariana Madix shared a jaw-dropping, never-before-seen moment. When Scandoval, the relationship between Tom and Raquel, made headlines, Vanderpump Rules Season 10 was already well into the production phase. The crew was unaware that a sinister event was taking place just outside of their line of sight during the last stages of their production schedule. Even though the cast had their doubts, Tom and Raquel's relationship seemed rather innocent, and Ariana had no problems with it. It became evident that there had been more going on than anyone on Vanderpump Rules had realized as the news of Scandoval surfaced. There were some stunning revelations that demonstrated how cunning Tom and Raquel had been throughout Vanderpump Rules, Season 10 during the Secrets Revealed episode. In a clip that was shot in the middle of Vanderpump Rules, Season 10, Tom and Ariana were seen talking about Tom's previous night out with the men. It turns out that Tom and Raquel slept together for the first time following the guys' night. Tom and Ariana ended up inviting Raquel and Charlie Burnett inside their home during the scene. It was unsettling to have Tom and Raquel interact with one another in front of Ariana after having slept together just hours earlier. Vanderpump Rules watchers know Tom's boys' night at the Mondrian Hotel as the night Raquel and Tom slept together for the first time after realizing they had a deep connection with one another. The morning following the boys' night out at the Mondrian is when Vanderpump Rules Secrets Revealed starts up the action. Tom and Raquel were making coffee and talking about the event, which Tom said James Kennedy found a little uncomfortable. He explained that things were a little tense when James' ex-fiancée, Raquel, showed up. Ariana, who was obviously ignorant that anything was endangering her relationship, sympathized with both James and Raquel. The video from the guys' night at the Mondrian that was featured in the Secrets Revealed episode was shocking for a number of reasons. Raquel arriving at the hotel and the guys introducing themselves were shown in between cuts of Tom and Ariana's talk. She gave Tom a particular hug while they conversed and laughed together. A short while later, a different footage was screened at Saddle Ranch, a pub located nearby the Mondrian. The video clip showed Tom and Raquel laughing and talking into each other's ears while seated near to one another, obviously oblivious to the fact that they were being filmed. Things were awkward when Raquel entered the scene carrying flowers. The Vanderpump Rules cast at the time did not find Raquel's visit to Tom and Ariana's home odd in the least. They were all good friends and had lived with the couple for a while, so interactions among the group were natural. Things became tense after Raquel and Charlie delivered flowers and food to Tom and Ariana's home. It was evident that Ariana was still mourning the loss of her puppy, Charlotte, at the time this scene was being filmed. Raquel and Tom appeared happy and carefree when Tom spotted them, obviously oblivious to the fact that they had been together only a few hours earlier. Tom received a bouquet of roses from Raquel that were unmistakably intended for Ariana. The two made jokes about the flowers being for Tom. Tom reached out to give Raquel a hug after laying the flowers down. Although it appeared pleasant, the hug went on a little bit longer than it should have. For Vanderpump Rules watchers who were aware of what was taking place, it was unsettling to watch. The actors gathered in Tom and Ariana's living room, where they shared lunch, and discussed the remainder of Katie Maloney's girls' vacation to Las Vegas. Originally planning to travel on the trip, Ariana left early because of Charlotte's chronic health problems. To Tom and Ariana, Raquel detailed all that had transpired for the remainder of the journey. She emphasized that when in Las Vegas, she and Lala Kent had a conversation with Oliver Saunders, one of Lisa Vanderpump's servers, at Vanderpump Paris. Despite the fact that Lala had initially spotted Oliver, Raquel and Oliver got along well. Raquel's experiences and Tom and Ariana's responses were edited together throughout the narrative. Although both were responding to the story, Tom's responses were particularly amusing to observe in light of what had occurred the previous evening. Tom appeared a little worried as Raquel spoke about Oliver and her desire to him while smirking sleazily to himself. He appeared to be both jealous and intrigued by the idea that Raquel might be interested in Oliver but would still pursue him. It was uncomfortable to witness the conversation, which made it obvious that Raquel was probably attempting to make Tom envious. Raquel made it plain during the chat that Lala was acting irrationally when she thought she might be interested in Oliver as well. Raquel thought it was hypocritical of Lala to come back and try to say she liked Oliver when she had initially shown interest, and then informed her that he was hers to have. Knowing that Raquel had slept with Ariana's boyfriend a few hours before made the entire story uncomfortable. It's absurd to think that she was herself a hypocrite while freely labeling Lala one. During a section of the conversation, Tom was open and honest about his thoughts on Lala, which are normally fairly negative. He clarified that he didn't believe Raquel was at fault in the incident and that she was only attempting to express her feelings. Tom, meanwhile, claimed that Lala lacked ground to stand on in terms of relationships because her beginnings with her ex-fiance Randall Emmett were scandalous in and of themselves. The group was discussing when the scene shifted to Lala pursuing Raquel, as she regularly does in the series when Raquel interrupts. The group kept on speaking disparagingly about Lala after the scene was over. Specifically criticizing her connection with Randall, Tom and Raquel stated that they both believed she was just upset because she ******ed the wrong guy and didn't receive what she wanted out of the union. Lala has been outspoken about how Randall spoils her with expensive presents and pays for vacations, but it's obvious that she cared about her boyfriend and finds it insulting when people criticize their relationship. Even yet, it's an odd choice that they felt at ease criticizing cheating after themselves. As the Vanderpump Rules Season 10 Secrets revealed moment came to a finish, Tom was seen again discussing Lala and her background in his interview section. In the episode, Tom said, "I'm sure Randall's ex didn't give Lala the green light. Lala was enjoying all the benefits of being with Randall while he was still married to somebody else." Tom's hypocrisy in the interview segment, where they criticized adultery in general, was shocking, especially in light of the fact that the woman he was having an affair with was seated just across from him. The scene was unsettling and demonstrated that Tom and Raquel had always had just each other in mind.